What's up, guys? Welcome to the very first post of Persistence Daily Update. Now, if you did not see the post from last Thursday, all this is a short, brief description as far as scaling, ideas, goals, and purposes behind each strength and each workout that we do on a daily basis. So you're going to get me Monday through Saturday. Maybe I throw a guest in there every now and then. I'll surprise you as we go. Like I said last Thursday, we are going through a benchmark week. So I'm super stoked about this. We haven't done a benchmark week in a really long time, and I'll explain to you as we go. But let's start it off. Our first thing that we're going to focus on today is our strength, because we are going through a deadlift cycle. Now, some of us get a little confused by the way I write this, and I know it can be confusing, so let me explain this to you as we go. So we are deadlifting. It's 3 sets. You're going to do 1 set at 6, 1 set at 5, and 1 set at 4. That's it. You'll get about, let's say, 15, 16 minutes to get this done. Now, that's not a lot of time, and actually it could be a good amount of time depending on how you build up the sets. So you can give yourself about 3 or 4 jumps to get to your first set. And how it is, like we said last week and the week before, you're going to add weight every set. And the most important part about this is you're going to reset every lift. So the reason why we're focused on reset is positioning. The hardest part about a deadlift, especially when you go to max a deadlift, is the first about 3 to 5 inches. Or even the first pull off the ground. So having to reset about this many times really makes you focus on your core and stabilize. So what I want you to focus on all these deadlifts is try not to break posture. So shoulders back and down, nice strong core, hips are grounded, we're squeezing the glutes, we're pushing those knees out, and we're just holding on using our arms as straps. Now use those lats to keep that bar close, because that's my second big thing for you. So just like last week, you added a little weight. This week, just add a tiny bit, a little bit more weight, and we're gonna build up. Now, we're not quite halfway through our deadlift cycle, but I promise you we're close there, and there's a big goal at the end of this, and I really wanna see where we're at by halfway point. I'm super stoked about this deadlift cycle. I love to deadlift, but I'm not a big fan of percentage lifting, but let's go out there and crush some weights, see if we can clear off the freaking weights off the racks. Now, benchmark week, here we go. So first workout for benchmark week is Diane. Now this is my actual favorite, second favorite, sorry. This is 21-15-9 of deadlifts and handstand push-ups. The deadlifts are at 225 for men and 155 for women. And I'm gonna give you guys a 10-minute cap. So a 10-minute cap is pretty lengthy for this kind of workout. This is a dead sprint. It's built to be a dead sprint. So what I want you to go when I explain RX is meant to be a dead sprint, like I just said. So it should be in that 2 is pretty crazy, but let's say around 3 to 4.5 minutes. That's a good push. That's maybe you broke up the deadlifts once, you broke the handstand push-ups once, and you just held on for dear life and you try to finish. Now, just like I said in our strength, I really want you to focus on keeping your posture through all the deadlifts. It's all leg driven. It's all glute driven, right? So we're not trying to push anything as far as just throwing our back out on these deadlifts, or let's go into the handstand push-ups. So we're not trying to break our neck, trying to land on the ground. So here's the big thing I like to explain. You'll hear this from a lot of coaches as well, that smooth is fast, not fast is fast. And I know that's kind of a funny thing to say, but smooth is fast. So think about your deadlift. Come down, control, nice touch to the ground, finish and extend at the top. Remember, I need those shoulders behind the bar at the finish. Not behind your hips, but behind the bar, right? On the handstand push-ups, again, smooth is fast. Now, focus, press your head on the ground, create a little tension, extend, bring your head through. A lot of people love to go super fast on handstand push-ups. They don't bring their head through. Just like we say in a bar path, you tuck your chin back and then you press your head through. Do the same thing on the handstand push-ups. Now, this is gonna allow us, as we come down, to control ourselves, come back down, touch our head. We have that nice little triangle pyramid, and the heads just past the hands. And then we create a little tension by driving the knees to our chest. Think about as lower the knees you go, the better output that I get in power to extend my legs and press out at the top of the handstand push-up. So be really cautious and break down those movements as you go. Now, let's break down the scales first before we go into any tips. Hustle WOD, we're gonna go down to 155 and 105, and we're gonna do box handstand push-ups. Now, since it's a benchmark, what I really appreciate you guys trying to do for these scales, especially with this box on the box handstand push-ups, is to try to make the height of the box as hard as possible. I'd rather you guys get as close as you guys to the 10-minute cap and finish than finish at 2 minutes because you did a 20-inch box and you just were flying through those box handstand push-ups. Now, the deadlift is a little bit less weight, so At 155, it's pretty light for a lot of people. A lot of people can walk in the gym and probably do that weight, and 105 as well. So if you do want to go a little bit heavier at 185 or 125, be my guest. But again, like I said, you need to be able to show control in these deadlifts as you go through it. So always focus technique over speed. That's my biggest thing to you guys. Now, good time, it's going to be 95-65, and it's going to be 30 and 20 with seated dumbbell presses. So just how I am, seated down, plant those heels, press through your head. Same exact rules apply. Chin out of the way, press up, head through and finish, come back down. Now, this is a good scale for people that have I guess body awareness issues, really want to build more strength with their shoulders and confidence as far as holding something over your head. And then these deadlifts are pretty light, just so you focus on technique more than anything. So usually people around this weight aren't really trying to sprint through the workout, but more so get the workout done in a very good and technical manner, right? Now, this is a super cool scales that I added because we have awesome masters and teens athletes. 2159, it's deadlifts at 185 and 125, so it's a little bit lighter. We actually saw this at the games 2 years ago, where also the masters did handstand push-ups with a 2-inch riser. So that means they have 2 inches from the floor and they just fly through it. So 2-inch riser, again, if you're a masters athlete, I know some of you out there that can just do this RX, do it RX. It's still a good test with it RX. The handstand push-ups might be more of a challenge, but if you can do it, go for it. Teens RX, we're going to do 2159. It's going to be the same exact way as the masters. So it's 185 and 125. And then you're going to do handstand push-ups still. So I know too many teens now that can crush these handstand push-ups and make me feel really bad about myself. So I know that you guys can do that. So really quick, let's go into some tips before I let you guys go. So personally, there's a couple ways you can attack this. You can go unbroken. Those are the fire breathers. Those are the people that could just crush these things and light up it, right? So what I want you to do is focus on going as fast as you possibly can and don't stop. And if you burn out at the end, just really focus on your technique to take you through the rest of the workout. Now, if you are planning on pacing this because the deadlift's just a little too heavy or the handstand push-ups volume is a little bit too much, I want you to break this once on the 21 and once at 15. So that means I always like to go 12-9 on deadlifts and then 12-9 handstand push-ups. And then you go, 8-7 and 8-7 on the 15s. And then if you really can, go 9-9, but 5-4, 5-4. That's a very good breakup just because you're not overloading yourself as you go. Now, if the deadlifts or handstand push-ups give you more of a challenge, maybe, again, break them up in halves for the deadlifts, and say you're not so good at handstand push-ups, try to break that up 3 times. Go 7-7-7, 5-5-5, 3-3-3. And that'd be a good way to break it up. Same thing with the deadlifts. You could go 7-7-7, 5-5-5, 3-3-3. And that's a very good way to break it up to keep your pace, because they're resting through a deadlift as far as you bring it up, set it down, take a big breath, and then pick it back up and do it again. But again, guys, thank you for watching. This is our first video. Now, if you know me, I love my riddles, so I have a super awesome riddle to give you guys. And if you did make it through the video, if you get this riddle and you tag me or tag us on this post, so at Train Persistence, and you DM me with the answer, the first person to answer, I will buy you a Persistence shirt. So again, you have to be the first one to do this. A Persistence shirt, any shirt. It could be this shirt, it could be our new shirt. Any of these, I'm okay, I'll buy it. So the riddle is, what has a head, a tail, is brown, and has no legs? Okay, one more time. What has a head, a tail, is brown, and has no legs? DM us if you have the answer, sorry, and first person to get a shirt. But again, don't forget to subscribe, like. I will see you guys tomorrow.